The foundations of hell may be down, but we've got a crazy amount of work ahead of us to make it even remotely livable. So far we have the schematics of the town hall, some stairwells and 2 builder huts placed down. Before we add more builds to the mix, we'll at least need to get some walls up. Which brings us on to the first big job of the day, material collection. These level 1 builds are 90% cobblestone. The stairwells alone need about 1000 blocks each. The builders' huts need about 1500 apiece. And the town hall needs about 7000. So for just these first 5 initial builds, we need about 12,000 cobblestone. Yeah, I'm not mining that. The other materials for these builds ain't as numerous, so we'll gather those up eventually, but 12,000 cobblestone is no small feat, especially when our current toolset isn't the best. So ain't it a good job that I'm so bloody lazy? We're going to make an automatic cobblestone generator, and of course by we, I mean one of these idiots will make it. I've got the schematics of the generator already saved into the build tool. All credit for the design goes to Shulkercraft and their excellent tutorial video. So we'll get this building placed down just somewhere over here, a bit out of the way, and we'll get one of the builders coming over to then make this for us. Of course we will need to gather up all the materials to make it in the first place, but the good thing about the generator is that it's technically a decoration. Normally you would need to build the builder's hut first in order to build anything else around the colony, with exception of decorations, which can be built by builders at any level, whether their hut's made up or not. Also, I think I may have had a misunderstanding about the Hellenic style. I was maybe taking that too literal. I'm not really sure what these idiots are supposed to be dressed up like. That's a bit more Romanish if you ask me. Yeah, let's maybe change this over then. Oh, let's go for undead. Yeah, that could work. The 2 builders have also both picked up the stair decoration. Again, they can do that because it is just a decoration, but I want one of them doing the cobblestone design instead, so let's take Madison away from that, away from the stairwell, and hopefully she will pick up the generator. So the way they're going to build this generator is a bit backwards as to how we would do it in survival, but for the sake of me not having to do it, I'm absolutely fine supplying them with all the materials to do so. A bit wasteful because we are supposed to generate cobblestone from it, but we will initially need some cobblestone just to make it. Back to heaven. Let's go gather up some items. And that was a sound I really didn't want to hear. Oh, great. So I should be able to gather up most of the materials right here in the camp. Maybe with exception of some iron. Cobblestone, of course, I could mine up, but I think we have been collecting some essence now. Oh, I think I need literally 1 more stone essence. Why don't you grow? That's more like it then, so that will make 24 cobblestone for us. Nowhere near as much as we need, but it's a start. I think I have tapped out on all the iron in our little mine below us, but I'll head down and see. Yes, the stairwell is not efficient, but who cares? It's just a tunnel that leads you down underground to this very strange structure just underneath us, which did have some goodies in it for us, but I think I'm now tapped out of that. So I get the feeling we may need to head further down to get some more, and I will need gunpowder, so if you could not do that, that would be grand. And we have found a mine shaft as well. Okay, grand. This will be very easy then. I don't think I've added any horror mods. If I get jump scared by a cave dweller, I am going to punch past me everything but bloody iron by the looks of it. Oh, maybe I spoke a bit too soon. Unfortunately, the resource scroll for hell doesn't work out here in heaven on the overworld, so I'm pretty much having to try remember what we need just from memory alone. I think we have most of everything that we need. Let's head back quick and just double check. I think I'm also going to pick up the waystone and we'll place it somewhere a bit safer. Okay, that's a bit better placed there, and we can check the resource scroll nice and easy from here. Yes, I do see some sand, so let's go back to heaven. Having the waystone there at least is going to make this nice and simple, or simpler. Oh, you have chosen the perfect place to set up your builder's hut here, haven't you? This is very easy to access. 640 netherrack. Shouldn't be too difficult to get, and we'll need some quartz for the observers. They are now 96% supplied, just a few more materials which we'll need to go back to heaven for. They are all up there by the town hall because it is night on the overworld. We will need to get some housing made up here eventually for them, or at least the tavern, but that all comes after we get these basic ones up here. And this, I believe, should be everything. Indeed it is. Right, you get over there and build. Do not die. Actually, that's a real good point. If she does fall into lava over here, I have lost everything there. I maybe need to go plug up some of these lava gaps. All this because I'm too bloody lazy to mine up my own cobblestone. Then again, 12,000 of the stuff. Yeah, no thanks. Filling up the lava here does bring me on to another consideration that I have. Some of these builds have a lot of wood within them, not netherwood. Regular old heavenwood, overworld wood. That is most certainly flammable down here, especially built over lava, so we'll need to keep an eye out on that. Maybe these first couple of builds here will be more of a test to see if they are going to last or not. And if they don't, then I may need to carpet the entire foundations of this with netherwood. We do have plenty of the stuff around, and there is a crimson forest everywhere, basically. So it'll be tedious, but not impossible to do. Oh shit, yeah, my shift ability. Well, good to know that we can do that. Well, maybe not there. We can do that over here, and does that spread out onto the basalt? No, I don't think it does, but it certainly does to the moss block, which might interfere with this build there. Excellent. Right. Yeah, I didn't really consider these moss blocks being flammable, now did I? Or is that just the grass that's caught fire there? I think it's just the grass. Okay, these magma cubes are really relentless. Well, that's a place more or less baby-proofed, and she does seem to be making some okay progress when she's left alone to do so, and we need to go get ourselves some gunpowder to make some TNT. Into the incredibly bright quartz fields. There should be plenty of ghasts around here for us to get gunpowder from. Oh shit. Okay, well, I have made a big mistake. Let's maybe just play it safe and take out a couple of creepers here on the overworld. That sounds a lot safer. Until we get hordes of skeletons like that. Hello, Mr. Creeper. Let's not blow up too prematurely. So I've given the other builder some basic stone tools and some cobblestone that I had left. And I believe that he's coming out at the moment to remove all of the basalt there, so these builds might be one block down, one block placed down, so this idea of them sitting in lava is probably then going to happen, which is really not ideal. I would much rather not have to carpet the entire floor with netherwood, although I've just had yet another idea actually to maybe save us having to do that. I could just simply get the builders coming out and sprinkling some water on top of the lava to turn it into obsidian. Wood shouldn't burn when it's on top of obsidian, so that could maybe save me quite a hassle. Yeah, there's just no way of getting around that burning issue. The foundations of this level 1 build, the stairwell, is just all wood. So unfortunately, this is then going to turn out to be a twofold build that we'll need to do. We'll need to remove this first layer of basalt, then we'll need to come back and overlay everything with some water to create some obsidian, and then we'll need to come out once again to actually make the building. Well, to save some time, I have just removed all of the basalt here, so this area is pretty much just lava. And what we now need is an emerald so that we can make ourselves a shape tool. A shape tool just like this. And anything that we then create with the shape tool will again be classed as a decoration, so these builders should be able to make it. Let's go with a cube to begin with, and we're just going to make this out of water. I believe that looks okay, although it is still in the shape of gold at the moment, but let's see if we can go ahead with it there. So we've cancelled the stairwell decoration, and he has picked up the water bucket decoration, which shouldn't take him too long to do, so long as we don't fall into lava. 4 flicks of the wrist and he should create water. Just like that. Okay, great. The principle works. I was just a bit idiotic and built it 1 layer too high, so we'll need to remove these blocks here. But yes, obsidian underneath. We'll do the same again. Let's place that block 1 down, and that looks okay there. Oh, I also think the generator is complete. Oh, grand. So I should be able to stick the TNT there, and explosions are turned off at the moment, so I'll need to change the config files quick, which means that ghasts or any other thing that causes explosions in the colony will be able to damage things. Meh, it's worth it for easy cobblestone. Alrighty then, that setting has been changed, so let's see then. That should activate things here, I believe. Yep, so far so good by the looks of it. I do see cobblestone getting thrown out, and that should come down here into these chests. Yes, indeed they are. Man, I love being lazy. So whilst that continues to make his cobblestone over there, what I'm now going to need to do is come through here and, well, basically clean up a little bit, and we'll eventually get obsidian spreading out over the bottom, although this is going to take a few years to do. Just out of curiosity, can we maybe change this to just an air block? And if we then sit that over a piece of obsidian, will the builders come out and just simply replace it? Or will they need to mine it? I think they might need to mine it. Yeah, so you're going to complain about a diamond pickaxe. A pickaxe of wood or gold. Really? If you can remove obsidian with just a stone pickaxe, I will be incredibly impressed. And I think he is maybe trying to do so. I know we won't get the block back, doesn't really matter, but that's interesting. It might take him a while to do so though, that's probably more the issue. Yeah, okay, this is not really a viable option. The obsidian is nice and easy to place down, but this is going to be way too much work to remove. Back to the original idea then. I honestly wasn't prepared to sit for hours mining obsidian again. Been there and done that before with the original Hell's agricultural area, and I made a promise to myself to never do that again. So to save the countless hours of me mining obsidian with every single build in this style, I've slightly cheated the system. The problem originates with the supply camp. I couldn't build it on top of the basalt, I had to build it 1 block down into the basalt. Then, as every build within the Crimson Keep style stems from the camp, they too would need to be built into the basalt. Otherwise, we'd end up with a big gap between the camp and the rest of the colony, which honestly isn't such a bad thing, but just not for me. So I've placed the supply camp down again, this time using creative, which has let me build it on top of the basalt, not in it. So now all other builds can also be built on top of the basalt. No need for hours of digging and crimson carpeting, but we'll still need to be mindful of potential wood fires from lava. Anyway, a ghast broke the cobblestone generator, but I think we've collected enough cobblestone for now. So the builders are finally able to work, and they have made a start on the stairwell decorations, which I really need to stop squatting around and ruining things for them, and it would be nice as well if the ghasts would leave them alone. We are pretty much just waiting on a lot of wood at the moment. Wood and a few cobblestone walls, which I would like to take out the chests, but these piglins think that belongs to them. Okay, managed to grab some actually, so let's make them up the walls I need, and we'll go back to heaven to get some wood. We've collected a few more essence here, and if I maybe just spend a bit of time squatting around the rest of these plants, we will eventually get up some more, and this may save us a headache then when it comes to collecting wood. And I see the guests are straight back out, making friends, but that should now be everything the builder needs to do the stairwell if they had inventory space, which they will have after they use up a few of their blocks. And because Madison has taken such a beating with the guests, she is now quite hungry. So there's a couple of loaves of bread. You take those in, eat up. Let's get some shelter, guys. And we have the initial foundations down. Now just to watch it all burn. Those poor builders are sure getting harassed, although that is a nice piglin trap that they've made, and of course one of our idiots have also gotten stuck. The second floor is now slowly starting to fill out. We're about 70% done with the builds, and that's them done. So they should have moved on and picked up their own builders' huts next, which they do seem to have done, and it's basically the same materials required for the stairwells, so let's quickly supply them. The only new additional item we're going to require is some granite, which I do think that I maybe see some just on top of that hill. Granted, that is a bit of a distance away. Yeah, well, let's get travelling. It's actually quite nice to see some blue colour. Hell can be incredibly dark and depressive. Plus, I've really also just been looking for an excuse to scale this mountain. See the views from up here. Oh, holy crap. Anyway, back to granite. And I believe once we get a bit more inventory space, that should be the builders 100% supplied. Oh, finally, some storage. Back to the safety of my perch and watching them build. Less than half an hour later, and that's both builders complete. The benefits of not having to water sort. So let's get one of them, then moving on to the final build that we have with the town hall, which is going to be a real pain in the arse to do, but we'll need to get it up eventually. Kingsley has picked it up. Pretty sure that used to be Madison, but we'll need to give them everything here. 6,000 bloody cobblestone. And honestly guys, at this point, I think it is a bit safer inside your huts. And there goes my little safety perch. Of course the building inventory is still full. 6,000 cobblestone would do that. So we're now just at the mercy of that idiot over there actually building a little bit just to free up some space. The builder is pretty much nearly supplied. I'm just waiting on Acacia to grow on the overworld and for him to build to free up a little bit of space. But he's less than 10% done with the town hall, so this is certainly going to take a long time. And I once again hear hungry dogs at my door. So we'll call it there for the day and let this idiot complete it in his own time. Hell is definitely going to be a big learning curve for us, I feel. I mean, we are doing really stupid things down here with this style, so we'll need to test and tweak things as we go along. But that's all part of the fun with it.